So, not my President's Day was a success. And I don't know if you saw, but in Tennessee, the National Guard put down their shields and knelt in solidarity with the protesters. Do you understand what I'm saying? For the people who keep coming into my comments going, where's the military? Are they going to do something? Because y'all haven't figured out that it has to start with us. And you're still hoping someone else is going to do it first. Has to start with us. Okay? But that lets you know that I'm betting more of them would actually side with us when some shit kicks off. But you have to remember that their bosses are already members of the regime, honey. So they are not going to start it. Their bosses are not sending those orders. Has to start with us, and then they'll back us up. I don't know if you saw the fraud list, but I need y'all to pay attention. See, this is why they don't like neurofeisties, because we pick up on shit like this, them redefining words at warp speed to normalize the horrible things they're doing. I think a lot of y'all are like not catching it, or just I don't know. Anything they don't like is now fraud. Okay, that is the new definition of the word. If they don't like it or disagree with it, they simply proclaim it fraud. The same way they proclaim democracy to now be synonymous with their own personal agenda and desires. Democracy is giving them whatever they want, and anything that stands in their way is against democracy. They themselves are democracy personified. And for anyone who knows what that means, because you studied history, you're like, yeah, that's not good. But for a lot of steeple people, they're like, what's wrong with that? And that's why I keep saying they're dangerous, because they don't know what's wrong with that. Anyway, I just wanted to point out that social programs that go back to the taxpaying citizens who pay for everything with our money is fraud, according to the billionaires of Tesla, Twitter Space, and Airbnb. They did bring him on to the team. So it's the United States brought to you by the management of Tesla, Twitter Space, and Airbnb. So again, a lot of folks are just like, don't see what the problem with that is. Let a bunch of corporations oversee the government. So spending some of our money back on us is fraud, and not writing your own $400 million contract and then awarding it to yourself. That's not fraud. That's not. Social programs for the people who pay the taxes are fraud. And you know what else? It isn't fraud? Blowing like $50 million to sit through half of a Super Bowl game and to do a lap around NASCAR with your granddaughter. Like, he's trying to be like his co-daddy. Okay, he walks around with his kid. So since that kid just embarrassed him, he's now running around with his granddaughter, and it's creepy. No 80-year-old man should be running around with a little girl by himself. But again, that's their culture. That's what they're about. And make no mistake, that ick feeling that you feel, they're normalizing that too, because that is what they are all about. Don't forget who was a VIP member to the special island. Don't forget who promised to unclassify, declassify those files and forgot. Now, I don't know if you saw the ladies who are upset with Miss Ma'am for living her life and being with her husband and happy on Valentine's Day. They want her to come and save everyone. These are the same chicks who were like, we can't do that because we're classy. We're not going to test for her because we're classy and we have convictions, are now going, Black women, save us. Black women, woman, you should be saving us. Why are you letting this happen? Why are you letting this happen just because we made it happen? Why aren't you stopping it? And that's the shit I'm talking about. Okay, the people who are truly sorry and willing to do the work, awesome. The people who are like, I asked for this and now someone else needs to save me from myself, back of the bus. Okay, trade to Ruski. Trade to Ruski. And I just want to circle back real quick on the changing of definitions. All right, these people 2 years ago, CRT was the new N-word, and all the schools were looking for the CRT. Now it's DEI. They are shutting down and defunding the Department of Education, but they're also threatening all the schools, and they're saying they're going to pull their funding if they don't pull DEI programming. Now, I can tell you which states aren't going to be able to figure out the logic on that one of how can you say you're going to pull funding when you're defunding it anyway? Why would we comply with an order for something that you're going to defund anyway? Blue states are going to figure that out. Red states are going to use that as an excuse to bring back all kinds of Jim Crow shit. To wipe out words like woman and equality from all, because that's what they mean. Okay, when they say DEI programming, they mean anything that doesn't specifically say only Chad is qualified for everything by default. Women belong in the kitchen and everyone else should stay in their home country. Except for this one, the melting pot that's full of immigrants and a bunch of white folks said, you know what, actually, we claim this for us. We're kicking out the indigenous people and all the people we brought here for the physical labor. We feel like this is white land now. Like, okay, this is why I said we need to barricade them in. Okay, we need to barricade them in while we fix this mess. But anyway, yeah, keep that energy, keep it up. All right. Not My President's Day was a success. The tides are turning. People are getting pissed off day by day by day. Another set of people pissed off, another set of people pissed off, another set of people realizing they lost their job, they lost their benefits, they can't get food. And now here's this dude telling them that their food is cheaper when it's not. And even they're like, okay, we're not buying this anymore. And the rest of the world is getting ready to figure out how they want to handle us. And we on the inside are ready to help them however they may see fit. All right. That's how I'm going to end my night.